Hi everyone and welcome to Booktubeathon Day 7. The day is over, Booktubeathon is over, it's after midnight and I'm wrapping this up. Although, I do want to say that I baked, so cue baking thing, montage thing. I baked some cupcakes. They weren't for me, so I didn't get to have any. And I also read a bunch today. I finished my book, Release by Patrick Ness. I read 2 books for the Booktubeathon. These 2 right here. It's not as much as I was hoping to read. I was hoping to read 4, but you know, 2 is good enough. I'm glad that I finished this book. And I just really enjoyed the Booktubeathon. It's been so great. I'm so happy that I participated this year. It's been so much fun to be making videos and to be reading and to just be like doing all this stuff all the time. Also, if you can hear something in the background, that's my heater being annoyingly loud. So let's talk about Release. This is about a day in summertime. It's Saturday and it's about a guy named Adam and his day and what happens. A lot of things happen to him. He goes through a lot of changes. Relationships go through a lot of things. A lot of like, what does it say? It says, relationships will change, he'll change, but maybe, just maybe, he'll find freedom in the release. So he goes through a day full of like changes and stuff, and we go along with him, but in the same town, across the town, a ghost comes out of a lake. So we have like a contemporary storyline, and also a not contemporary storyline, a magical realism storyline? What is magical realism? But yeah, we have a magical, fantastical, we have a ghost coming out of a lake. You know what that is. And it sort of alternates between those 2 stories in the book. I really liked Adam. I really liked Adam. He was such a compelling character. I don't know why I said that twice and so, like, in your face. But I do really like the character. He was interesting and compelling immediately. He drew me in. I really wanted to know more about him. The author did this thing where he would be, like, the character would be talking and having dialogue, and then he would go into his head and you would remember something with him, and that can really interrupt the story and really slow things down. I didn't care at all. I was so interested. I wanted to know what, like, that old memory that you had, like, forever ago, or that old thing that happened. Like, I wanted to know more about him. I didn't care that things were slowing down. I liked the pace, and I really just enjoyed spending the day with Adam and, like, learning about his life and seeing what happened and how he dealt with this day. So I really like that. I like the other characters. They were really interesting and well fleshed out, except for the mom. I wish she was like a tiny bit more, like had a little bit more depth to her. But everyone else was great. And yeah, I just really like the writing. I love Patrick Ness. The other storyline, the ghost storyline, felt a bit unnecessary and I didn't really like it. And the way that I thought it was like a subplot to Adam's storyline. I thought it would like come in and build into his and add to his storyline and clarify his experience or something, you know, like, and add more drama because it was like a magical realism, so it would add action to his contemporary story. And it wasn't really treated like that in the end. When they do merge together, it sort of feels like 2 separate storylines where there's 2 characters who are both going through change and both experiencing this one day, and it didn't feel like that reading the book. It felt like Adams was the main storyline and this was a subplot. And so it was just not as strong, and I didn't expect it to be so separate and so its own story, because it wasn't as strong. The experience of the characters in that story weren't as strong or as interesting, and I just felt like Adam's storyline and what was happening with him was so interesting and so good that it sort of paled in comparison. So I'm giving this 4 out of 5. I did really like it, and I enjoyed reading it so much, and I love Patrick Ness, so check it out if you haven't. Also, I don't know how I feel about contemporary with like a hint of magical realism or like fantastical elements, because it kind of, the fantastical elements, I need to find a better name for that, that aspect of the book builds. It gets bigger and bigger and more like the action is building, and so it sort of feels like the contemporary is going to switch to sci-fi or something. And when it doesn't have a big impact, it feels underwhelming. I feel like I wish he would do a bigger switch. I wish it would switch completely from contemporary to sci-fi. And I know that he can do both of those things really well. And this is the second book that he's done that. That is day 7 and the Booktubeathon complete. I hope you enjoyed all these videos, and if you did the Booktubeathon, tell me in the comment section below how you did. Did you do the challenges? Did you read everything? No, and then no again, but you know, I had fun, and that's all that matters. So yeah, tell me in the comment section below how you did, and if you had fun, and hopefully you did, and I will see you very soon because I'm back to making videos. I say that, and then I probably just jinx myself. What are these? I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'll see you soon. Bye.